myself personally, I've gone through like a massive growth change in the last probably 3 years. I've had like a lot of ups, a lot of downs. And you learn from each one of those, right? And last year I found that my program really focused on I learned so much about my brain. I learned about ADHD and OCD and all of these things that have affected me my entire life. And kind of getting to, like, the root cause or, like, kind of the science behind things really allowed me to almost check myself a little bit more, and be caught like, very aware of self-care. That was, like, a huge thing, so I feel like I try to go outside as much as I can. I love camping, and I very much kinda take those times. I need to be alone. I have I have 2 young boys, and I have a husband who is a little bit needy, not in a bad way by any means, just
Most men are.
right?
But I get it. My fiance gets it as well.
Yes, and I'm like, I need to be reminded about touch, and I need to be reminded about, like, talking about feelings because sometimes it doesn't come naturally to me, but those things are what allow me to connect to kids, and to have the patience as well. So by taking care of myself very much allows me to have the patience.
I like how, because I guess we're in the era of like diagnosis, right? Like ADHD, OCD, and it seems like everyone can find a personality trait that latches on to one of those diagnoses. Like so for me, I was diagnosed with ADHD when I was 18 years old, right? And I was like, wow, why are my grades so bad, right? And then once I got that checked out, it was good. Um, but I had a lot of coaches and a lot of mentors that really made me understand that it wasn't an excuse, right? And I love the way that you're describing it because you got the information, you learned more about yourself, and you have like let's say these diagnosed like ADHD or anything like that. You didn't put it as like, okay, that's inhibiting me. You used it as information. This is what I need to do. This is like the stuff. This is how I need to arrange my space. These are the boundaries you need, right? To be successful. And you use that information to organize your life to be the most successful. And I really enjoy hearing that. I just find sometimes people just get so caught up with what they can't do that it's a self-fulfilling prophecy that they can't do things.
100%. I'm I'm grateful that it's such like a inner conflict and something that I've really struggled with the last couple of years is so I knew that something was wrong, and by wrong I mean different about me. Probably I was like 11 or 12. And I my OCD really shifted when puberty hit, and I couldn't have anybody in my bedroom. I couldn't share a washroom with anyone. So my like home space became very much my own space. And like very much a control piece, right? And then skip ahead 10 years, well, probably 8, 9 years. I was diagnosed at 20 with ADHD, but I didn't do anything about it for like 12 years
Right.
because I was, you know, early 20s. I had kids. But as soon as I got older and knew that I could shift things, the first time I took medication, it was like putting on glasses and
Yeah.
like, holy moke, what are all of these thoughts? You're
Everything's
like,
saturated. You could focus for an extended period of time. Everything seems interesting. Yeah,
I could sit down
you're right.
and not fidget or right. Like, I mean, I still fidget, but I could actually read a book. Like it was wild. Yeah, I'm so grateful that I didn't s- I don't know. I'm grateful that I didn't start medication so young, but also would it have been a completely different life? Who knows?
Yeah. The what ifs, right?
The what if.
And like there's a trade-off, I think, of, like, maybe starting it too early. I don't want I wanna stay in my lane in terms of, like, my knowledge set,
Yeah.
but I kind of like, I wonder if I would have been as creative as I was if I was focused on academics or schooling or stuff that, let's say, medication would have, like, aimed me toward to be more cognizant about. Would I have drifted off and, like, done some video editing or done all that stuff if I was more organized and focused, right? So that might have altered my personality. right?
100%. I honest to goodness, if I had started medication, in, like, primary grades, I don't think I would have done hair. I don't think that I would have had this personality. Granted, I don't think that I would have had the hardships that I did, and the negative self-talk and the, like, horrible self-concept in general. Like, I don't think that I would have had those things, but without those things, I would have never been able to, like, grow into being able to, like, perception check for others, or, all of the things that kind of.
There's a certain amount of empathy that a wide angle of focus gives you because you see a lot of things, right? You're not really honed in on everything.